spot. Shape. I'm a little bit of an impatient guy. Do what I say, don't do what I do, because I'm getting fed up already. That's the way to do it. Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you how to fix a rust spot on your vehicle, and it's a total do-it-yourself project for somebody that has no skills like me, no patience like me, lame guy, but don't have the money to take the vehicle to a garage and have it fixed. So it's a 2008 Ford van. So I'm gonna do it myself. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be good enough. What you're gonna need to do this project, first of all, you need some kind of a sanding device. What I'm using it's a power tool that you connect to an air compressor that I have in the garage. I'll show you later. And connect it over here, right? It's a Mastercraft from Canadian Tire. Attach a sanding disc to it, just like so. Make sure you make it really snug, cause otherwise that thing flies off. And see this here? A disc that flew off and hit in the shin. In my case, I use an air compressor, so you might wanna use a drill, your muscles if you feel like it, but this is really good and really does the job. This attachment here is for later if you are painting and you want to speed up the drying process. You connect that to the compressor again and it blows air, right? So optional. After you sand off the rust, you're gonna need a primer before you apply any kind of color paint. You're gonna need a somewhat matching color paint. Not perfect, does the job. It's similar enough, so you just go to, again, Canadian Tire, buy something that you think is similar. And the last thing you need is this guy here, which is called the clear coat. So that one will protect the paint and give that shiny look that you see in cars, right? Masking tape is, especially if if you're doing a small area like that, you want to put masking tape around so it doesn't spill paint on the other parts of the car. And basically this is it. The air compressor, I leave it in the garage and I close the garage door, so because it makes a lot of noise, it's just annoying. You might want to get some ear protection device as well, because the sander also makes that annoying high-pitched noise. So I always use one. Oh, and I forgot the last little bit that you want to use is some kind of water, right? Like I use a garden hose. You wet the surface, you sand, you wet, you sand. It does a better job if you use wet sanding. So I use that. What we're gonna do is wet the surface and then do the sanding. Now, when you use this, it's important not to put it flat against the surface, but you do it at an angle, right? Like so. And also, don't go full blast. Throttle it. Control the speed. And away we go. It did the job in almost no time. It was a small spot, but oops! It hit me in my little toe, but I have another one just in case. So I tell you, every time, man, as much as I try to make it super tight, so there we go. Let's see. Make it nice and shiny. So now we have to dry it and we can apply the primer. So now I'm gonna put some masking tape around before I apply the primer. So here's the thing, I'm gonna try not using masking tape. I had a chat with somebody that said, why don't you do it without masking tape, my wife? And I'm gonna try it, so let's see. It's a bit windy, so I'm wondering if I should wait for a better day or just go for it. I'm a little bit of an impatient guy, so I'm just gonna go for it. So the first thing you wanna do is very light over it. Don't hold it and spray, because you're gonna just accumulate too much primer in it. So just a very light coat. You should do 3 coats. Let's try it. See if it's spraying. Yeah. There you go. Now we have to wait to dry. About 10 minutes.
1 eternity later.
Okay, so what I decided to do is to smoothen a little bit the transition here, because the old paint has kind of a, you can see here, an edge there. So I changed the sanding bit, so it's now more like a, you know, a normal sander. And I'm just gonna try carefully to make it less obvious. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, it did get better. So I guess we are on the first coat of primer again.
A few moments later.
So we are ready now for the second coat of primer. Next is the paint, but we gotta let this guy dry.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now we go into the second phase, which is apply the color paint, right? As you can see, the primer is dry and it's looking pretty good actually. So just detergent and water. Just clean it up before you apply the paint. Again, very important to do a light coat to begin with, otherwise the paint will pull and will, you know, drip. You're gonna have drip marks, and that's not cool. So here we go. So first coat is done and dry. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad at all. I'm kind of happy with it. So, haha.
12 seconds later.
Second coat now, so you can, you know, be a little bit more generous. So, shake. At least 10 minutes to dry, and third coat, and then we are into the clear thing. I forget the name of it. Anyway, I'll show you in a bit.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Wait it to dry, and then we go with a clear coating, just to give that shine and protect the paint. That's the way to do it.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, now time for some clear coating. This is gonna protect the paint make it shiny. Yeah, so same technique, start light, first coat, second coat, a little bit more, third coat, you can go to town.
Ten seconds later.
Okay, second clear coat. Okay guys, quick tip about this clear coating. When you get in it, make sure that you get the gloss kind, because there's a matte kind. The can looks exactly the same, but it will not give you the same effect. So another tip that is worthwhile talking about is when you're applying the paint, the best technique is to start it away from any surface and then move across the surface in one direction. Because what happens if you go back and forth, maybe I did that, and in slow motion you see that before you go back you spend a little time in that position, and that makes the paint pull, right? So best technique. So do what I say, don't do what I do. If you don't get the proper paint the first time, no bother. You know, you can paint, take your time. When you find the proper one, you just do a light sanding and apply the paint again. Easy. Oh, welcome to the last and final coat of clear coat. Done. Look at that. It's not perfect, but for just a few bucks, you know, like it's 20 bucks a can. This one was like 22 bucks. And the primer is like 17 bucks. And my time, which is worth a lot more than all that, but yeah, I work for free. So don't be afraid if you have, you know, some rust in your vehicle you want to get rid of and you don't want to spend the money. Take into a garage, because you know you're gonna be in the thousands of dollars, right? So do like I do.